I used to work the closing shift at a large retail store. During the day, it was loud and crowded, but after midnight the place felt completely different. The customers were gone, the music stopped, and the aisles became quiet, almost too quiet. Usually, there were a few employees finishing their shifts, but one night it was just me and the assistant manager. Around 1:30 a.m., he told me he'd be in the back office doing inventory. My job was to walk the aisles and straighten the shelves. Simple work. Still, something about that store at night always felt wrong. The lights hummed overhead, the air vents kicked on and off. Sometimes you'd hear a shopping cart rolling somewhere in the distance, even when no one was there. I was fixing items in aisle 12 when I heard it, metal wheels rolling across the tile floor. I looked up just in time to see a shopping cart slowly pass the end of the aisle. I assumed it was the assistant manager, but when I stepped out into the main walkway, no one was there. The cart sat alone in the middle of the floor, completely still. I pushed it back toward the front entrance and went back to work. A few minutes later, I heard the same sound again, rolling wheels, this time right behind me. I turned around. Another cart was slowly drifting down the aisle. No one pushing it, no one nearby. It just rolled forward a few feet, then stopped. That's when I started feeling uneasy. I grabbed the cart and pushed it back to the front again. When I looked down the main aisle toward the back of the store, I noticed something else. Someone was standing there, just a dark silhouette between the shelves. At first I thought it was the assistant manager, so I called out, "Hey, I thought you were in the office." The figure didn't answer, didn't move, just stood there, watching. I started walking toward them. Halfway down the aisle the lights flickered, just once. When the lights came back on, the person was gone. No footsteps, no sound, just gone. That's when I heard the cart again, rolling across the floor. I turned around. The shopping cart I left by the front doors was slowly moving down the aisle toward me. It stopped about 10 feet away. Right then I noticed something strange in the walkway. 5 shopping carts lined up perfectly in a row, all facing the same direction, toward the back of the store, toward the dark aisles. I knew those carts hadn't been there before. Someone had placed them there, carefully, like they were pointing somewhere. I followed the line of carts slowly. Each one creaked as I walked past, until I reached the last one. It was parked outside aisle 14. Half the lights in that aisle had burned out months ago. The whole aisle was dim, almost completely dark. I stood there listening. Then I heard it. Breathing. Slow breathing coming from somewhere inside the aisle. I whispered, "Hello." The breathing stopped. For a moment there was silence. Then a voice answered quietly from the darkness, "You closed the store too early." My heart started pounding, because the store had been empty for hours, and that voice wasn't the assistant manager. I slowly backed away and turned toward the front of the store, but when I looked down the walkway, the shopping carts had moved again. They weren't lined up anymore. Now they were forming a circle, right around the place where I had been standing, like someone had pushed them together. While I was watching the aisle, I ran straight to the back office. The assistant manager was still there doing inventory. He swore he hadn't left the office all night. The next morning, we checked the security cameras. Most of them were working, except 2. The cameras covering aisle 12 and aisle 14. They both cut out around 1:41 a.m., but one camera near the entrance caught something strange. It showed the shopping carts slowly rolling across the floor, one by one, moving down the aisle, like someone was pushing them. But there was no one there, just empty carts moving through the store, heading toward aisle 14. I quit that job a week later, but sometimes, when I'm in a store late at night, and I hear a shopping cart rolling somewhere behind me, I never turn around.